If you really want to grow your back, don't do what all these big online influencers say, do what they did to achieve it. For example, there are different stages and different training approaches. They may be talking about their chapter 12 when in fact you're in your chapter 2 and you can't even perform that one exercise they're talking about yet. So instead, here's a quick storyline and guideline on how I grew my back from skinny and scrawny to an aesthetic and strong back, deadlifting over 300 kilos and competing on the world stage. Along the way, I learned lots and had plenty of mistakes. I'll make sure to go with as many points so you guys don't make the same mistakes I have. Not sure what time and what stage you're watching this video right now. We're currently 950 out of 1,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and road to 1K. Let's get it. This first stage is when I had no equipment and I trained at home outside with whatever I could find and do with bodyweight exercises. This tree right here is where it all started, with some pull-ups and chin-ups. I'm gonna say this now and stand by it. Chin-ups and pull-ups are some of the best back exercises you can and you will ever do, so keep them close. At first I could barely do 2 or 3 pull-ups and it was a struggle, and I know some of you right now can't even do one yet. Don't worry, we will get there. It just takes time and commitment, but you will see results if you stick to it. But if this is your situation that you can't even do one yet, start off with these simpler variations and build up to it. Australian pull-ups, static holds, negatives, and assisted pull-ups. At first, simply train 2 or as close to failure, record it down or mentally record it, so you can then use this as a base to improve more later on. A rough guide is to rest between 1 to 2 minutes between sets and to do at least 3 to 5 sets. Once you're able to do a few pull-ups, keep training them and advancing them, pushing past your previous limits and providing progressive overload over time. You may even transition to more difficult variations of pull-ups to advance, just how I did with variations such as close grip, wide grip, alternating between chins and pull-ups, weighted. I used to tie a suitcase around my waist and fill it with books. You could use a backpack and add stuff into it. Explosive to chest pull-ups. If you continue to push yourself, you will gain muscle and strength regardless. If you're following a good diet and nutrition, it is possible and likely you will lose body fat too. I was able to grow my back with just pull-ups and chin-ups variations to this, which is why I say they're a key and vital exercise. My next stage of training, which some of you guys know, I transitioned into the school gym, introducing only one main back exercise, which is one of the most superior out of them all, deadlifts. For the first 2 years in the gym, I only used 2 back exercises, pull-up and chin-up variations and deadlifts. And I'm telling you, they worked a charm, which is why you need to keep these core exercises close to you. I had to learn the deadlift form and started with conventional, which I recommend you guys do too before deciding whether you should incorporate sumo deadlifts. During this time, all my muscles, including my back, started to get bigger and most importantly stronger, which led me to discover the sport of powerlifting, which I found a large passion for. I decided to pursue more training catering towards it. However, this did not mean my back was not going to grow anymore. In fact, quite the opposite. My next stage was adding a third primary back exercise. This wasn't until another couple of years after in the gym, so about 4 years into the gym, I included this one key exercise, barbell row. As you guys can probably tell, most of these exercises I've incorporated are compound exercises. This is because majority of compound movements are the basic human movements, however just scaled with resistance. Not only are these movements using and targeting multiple muscle groups, but they are also some of the best movements and training styles to incorporate strength and muscle building. However, I was incorporating barbell row, deadlifts, and pull-ups / chin-ups into my back training, and it was the only back training I did. I didn't do any isolation training. As you guys can see in my progression photos and videos, these exercises work. During this time, my main goal was to get stronger rather than focusing on bodybuilding and building an aesthetic back. However, as you guys can tell, I did have an aesthetic back, and this was a byproduct of strength training, because having a bigger muscle means a potential stronger muscle. Not only was I training to get stronger, but I was also training to get bigger to an extent. However, my main restriction was my weight class. If I was in a calorie surplus and bulked most of the time, I guarantee you my back muscles and all my muscles would have skyrocketed. towards the end and of my current training routine, I've implemented a few more key back exercises. Dumbbell row, cable row, reverse fly. These exercises are more assistant or accessory work. You should always try base your training surrounding the key core compound exercises with either the deadlifts or the pull-ups/chin-ups. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as I'll be posting more valuable in-depth videos to your questions that you guys ask in the comments on how I achieved certain things. I also post short and sharp and to the point videos on all my social media accounts such as Instagram and TikTok, which will be in the description down below, Mahi Dog and Mahi Dog Gym. The last and if not most important step is staying consistent. I tell you now, it's not going to be easy and you're going to have dips and challenges, but I also tell you now, if you stay consistent and you don't give up, you will see results. Regardless, if you kept pushing and not giving up, even if there's minor setbacks, if you scale it out and look at the bigger picture, when you push through those small setbacks, they really turns into something big in the long term.